Now, our next creation is designed by Laura Kearney and modelled by Michelle Kearney. The inspiration for this dress was drawn from childhood dreams and make-believe fantasy. Created with the LauraLynn child in mind, a dress not only made to function as wearable fashion, but also to entertain. Dressed in this outfit, one could take on the role of a Native American, a sailor, a warrior, wherever the mind takes you. Play a game, learn shapes or colours on the adorned neckline. Take off the coat and play hopscotch on its back. The possibilities are wherever the child's imagination takes it. Graphic web designer by day, Laura found working on this dress a refreshing challenge away from the iMac. It was hands-on fun making this creation out of such a fantastic array of 3M products. Modelled by designer sister Michelle, a psychology graduate from NUI Maynooth. Our next dress is designed by Ingrid Popolarova and modelled by Katerina Talarova. In Ingrid's dress, with the hat giving the whole outfit a nice finishing touch. Even though Ingrid has said she doesn't wear clothes with flowers or bright colours herself, she still has a passion for flower and colour. She loves bright and joyful colour because it brings positive energy and atmosphere. Ingrid really enjoyed working with the materials provided, as she had worked with much more conservative materials before. She says that it was challenging to get everything in the right shape and form. Nevertheless, she has said it was great fun to create this dress and to get it as she had imagined it. The sewing needle was a little bit sticky and broke after many hours of sewing, but Ingrid still managed to get a needle at 10 o'clock at night and finish the dress on time. Who would imagine that you can get a sewing needle at that hour? Big welcome to Ingrid. Our next design is by Aoife Moriarty and modelled by Anne O'Donnell. This has to be certainly my favourite description. The theme of this dress is a sci-fi, futuristic, reptilian First Lady from the 1960s in the future. I love it. Using a hybrid of Jackie Onassis and architecture, the concept for this triangle-themed dress was inspired by research Aoife is undertaking for the design of costumes for a production of hairspray. The most challenging material to manipulate was going to be the 3M sandpaper rolls. Aoife experimented with origami and paper folding, hoping to mimic the scales from a reptile's back, giving them a three-dimensional architectural structure. Using yellow 3M Templex tape, 3M post-its cut into triangles, and 3M bump-ons, she built on each individual sandpaper origami to create the illusion of light and shade. There's also a shift from hard to soft. Small pieces of 3M Scotch-Brite washable economy cloth create an almost soft and fluffy neckline to the off-shoulder type fitting. Next up, designed by Claire Tolan and modelled by Heather Lynch. The old classic blazer is what inspired Claire while creating her garment. She started by researching classic blazers and slowly making changes to it and updating its style. She created the blazer into a jacket by using two different textured materials. She used washable economy cloth for the top half of the jacket and Scotch Cal Series 30 pink paper for the other half. Claire used colour-coded scouring pads for the collar, using post-it notes and packaging tape inside the jacket as lining. On the jacket itself, Claire used two strips of Templex tape. She added a touch of femininity to it by creating three-quarter-length sleeves and a fitted bodice. Underneath, she kept it simple with a basic and plain dress with the darts coming outwards. Finally, for the headpiece, Claire used pink Coban as a base and used post-its and surgical drape and made it into bows. And moving on, next it's the 3Biz team. Designers Adriana Prado, Jean Dios Rego and Emery Caliento, modelled by Elaine Prado. From the Rococo style, the 3Biz team took the inspiration of the light, pale colours and scroll work, and from contemporary times, the group took the corporal art and street art as a tattoo tribal to make the dress modern and glamorous. Without the use of any machine, a dress 100% handmade using Scotch-Brite line to the inside linen, had a respirator mask as a supportable bra. Outside part for the silhouette, the boob tube is covered with Coban. To give structure, the group boned the dress with rigid plastic but cold shrink. For the skirt, opticles and more Coban give a beautiful texture and form. The zipper from protective coveralls and jewel lock gave the closing on the back. To give the tailored corset dress some colour, the group rolled small stripes of Coban up to make a thick thread where the team played with contrast and forms. At this point to say a huge thank you to Niamh Martin and her team for the amazing makeup. Some great creations. And we are all but there. Our next submission is by Gillian Hollingsworth and it's modelled by Jenny Lee Masterson. For her submission to the 3M Fashionate competition, she initially looked for a colour story within the products available. This meant that there were certain pieces that were going to be key to her design, for example the eye patch and the Coban bandages, which have become the basis of her submission. As the brief was based on the sole use of products, she allowed the product to dictate the design rather than having design that didn't work with the product. From this, the dress grew quite organically as the making process continued. She wanted to create a dress that was feminine and sculptural. The range of 3M products created an amazing opportunity for her to really have fun with textures and material manipulation. And that is it. That was creation number 19, I believe. And we are going to see them all once again. And we have liftoff. First up we have Matthew Clark is our designer, and wearing his beautiful outfit is Vogue Wilson. Well done, Matthew. Next we have the new designer Fiona Noonan and model by Joanne Northey.